up, and then I got ran over.
Team just fucking ran up on us like a bunch of pieces of shit, and I just left. So, because that guy wasn't gonna fucking win a fight. Fuck him. So I'm gonna go to bed. I'll talk to you later.
Peace out.
Playing Warzone again because I was actually having fucking fun. And I was actually being good. No. I don't. Garbage fucking people. Ruining fucking shit. Hate fucking people so goddamn much.
YouTube, we've got a fun one for you. I was playing with my boy 4K. It was one of those games where things were just clicking. It was actually the first game where I turned off TikTok and made sure he was hiding screen too, so that we didn't get stream sniped. It's been out of control lately. Ultimately, we get, I think, 21 operator kills together, 17 on my own. But people were mad at me after this game because of what I did towards the end of it, closer to Final Exfil. Some people got really mad that I risked it all at the end instead of just being a personal exfil or going through Koshi Complex. To those who think I'm selfish, yeah, I guess I am. My responsibility and my goal for videos and streams isn't to play safe or even win or be successful or exfil. I have one responsibility and one responsibility only: to entertain. So whether you hate me or you support me, both really love me because I entertain. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash that like button. Comment down below if you think I'm crazy for trying to go to Final Exfil, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Turn off TikTok, both those hiding screen, hopefully it should start being better, and I'm gonna also mix up timing on how we're getting into games. The tough thing is, like, I don't want to have to like hide screen and stuff because I just want to be able to play and flow and stuff like that. Yeah. One on top of the building and one running down. Try this kid. Alright, this fest here. He's running down this way. I see him. Down him. Let me see her kill real quick. There was a ghost vest up there. I don't know if you got it. I'll see you. Oh, on the left. Right here, on the train tracks. No, yeah, he's about to start. What?
Yeah.
What?
That's what
You're not Dylan?
Hey, yeah. The fake Cross. I'm the fake Cross. Okay, Cross, listen to me real quick. I'm the fake Dylan. Okay? I'm the fake. I'm sorry, I trolled you, Cross. I'm sorry. I love you, Cross. Goodbye
I don't know.
Hey, don't make fun of Cross. He's a good man. Okay.
Hey, I appreciate
He's not
you.
Canadian.
Yeah, America. We're only American here.
Yeah, fuck you, man. What? Don't make fun of Cross. I'm not freaking No, don't hate on Cross. Don't craig on. Hey, Cross, my teammate really hates you, okay? Please give him a talk real quick. He's up top.
Hey, we're just gonna get out of here before I get mad. You know what I mean? Alright, bye, Cross.
Bye, Cross.
Wait, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, sure.
Can you make your name not Dylan? Then you can truly get fake Dylan. Yeah. Alright.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes.
See you, bro.
Alright, love you, girls.
Hey, if you would have gotten it, though, that would have been hilarious. Alright, so that's what I'm talking about, kids being out for the summer. We're just gonna be able to, we're doing this wild stuff like that.
That's fine. Like, I'm okay with that.
Hey, we needed a little laugh like that, though. We needed it.
What's supposed to go on?
The vibes are up now because of that kid, so I appreciate it. He does have a potty mouth, I'm not gonna lie. Someone just got hurt.
The legal smackdown that played out for nearly 2 years between Linda and Hulk Hogan is finally over.
Crew is a band plagued by drama, controversy, and tragedy. Today, we'll uncover the dark and untold truth behind the world's most notorious band, devoid of the fabricated tales they spin. By the end of this video, you'll learn the shocking details of the scandal that's currently posing a threat to the very existence of the band. But first, we need to talk about band.
Welcome back to another video on the channel. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Yesterday I was just scrolling through some comments on the Car 98K video I made, and I see one of you guys comment on the video for me to check out the bayonet on the Car 98K, and I was like, man, there's no way they added a bayonet to that weapon. And I was pleasantly surprised when I looked up the muzzle attachments. There's a bayonet for this weapon, which is only right, man. The Car 98K deserves a bayonet attachment. This is the first bayonet attachment we've got in this game as well. So of course I'm only going to be running around using the bayonet on this weapon today, so I built this setup solely around mobility and using the bayonet. So the first attachment here, we have the Chook Angle Grip. It says that we get more movement speed. I'm not sure how true that is, but it says that we get that. I looked through the other ones, and there's no other ones that say more movement speed, so I just put that on. This just looks better whenever you're inspecting the weapon, and just overall, I just thought this barrel looks better. It doesn't really add any movement speed, and then the nose slot gives you extra movement speed as well. There's no other attachments that give you movement speed, so those are really the only attachments that you really need on the weapon. You can put a scope on if you want, but just kind of obstructive if you're running around melee. Now, when it comes to your class setup, you will have to use something other than a throwing knife for your lethal, which sucks because I'd love to run around and use my throwing knives and also be able to use my bayonet as a melee. But unfortunately, whenever you do the throwing knife, it takes over your melee whenever you're using attachments on guns. You're gonna have to select one of these other, lethal. I mean, you can use a proximity mine, you use a thermite like I'm using. It's just whatever you personally like to use. Maybe even a throwing star you could use as well. That would be a little bit different. But it's a 2-hit kill, so I don't think I want to use that, honestly. I think that would infuriate me more than help me in any way, shape, or form. Anyways, I'm ready to hop into a game. Hopefully you guys end up enjoying today's video. If you do, as always, I'd really appreciate it if you could drop me a like down below. And without further ado, man, let's go and hop into a match and check out this bayonet. Alright, we got some farm here. This is a great map to use this weapon on. Let's go and inspect it here, man. It really looks good with this camo on. It looks really good, dude. Let's go and check out these melee animations. Okay, the swipe. Okay, then you got the regular stab. Okay, so 2 melee animations. Let's see if we have a charge. We don't have a charge with this, unfortunately. I was thinking maybe Sledgehammer Games would add a charge with it, but they didn't have a charge. Back in Vanguard, we had a charge with that, but maybe they learned from their lesson from Vanguard, because Vanguard had a completely broken system with the bayonet in that game. The bayonet was just absolutely broken with the charge. I think that may have been the craziest lunge we've ever seen in the history of Call of Duty, man. It was some wild lunge in that game. It was absolutely absurd lunge. Like, it was unacceptable lunge. Got him? Okay, that's not a bad lunge right there. Definitely take that. I just seen him here in the staircase, I think. Yeah, there he is. Okay. That's definitely not terrible. But they did absolutely butcher it, man. They didn't leave it absolutely broken that game. They definitely fixed the lunge. They didn't leave it absolutely broken, which is definitely a great thing. Because that lunge was so broken in that game. It's like not even funny how broken that lunge was, dude. Ah, man, that's unfortunate. I'm not expecting to do great with this today, man.
It has become something that is more what they call actually engagement-based matchmaking.
My jaw was on the floor when I watched this one clip that just came out. You know everything I've been saying about EUMM manipulating and running your games in Call of Duty? The system that bases matchmaking off engagement and separates different players to make sure the casuals that spend tons of money on the game don't quit. Remember how many times that people who said that were labeled conspiracy theorists and told that it was a skill issue to complain about genuinely the worst matchmaking in the history of gaming? Well, to you naysayers out there, an absolute bomb just dropped that basically helps us confirm and solidify the argument that EUMM exists. It it wasn't proven enough already. Check out this clip from the most recent upload from the X-Defiant team talking to the director, Mark Rubin.
What exactly is skill-based matchmaking, and why did you decide that it wasn't right for X-Defiant?
Okay, so skill-based matchmaking, also known as oftenly as SBM, basically where the game decides that you have a certain skill level after it kind of watches you play for a few matches, and then just matches you up with people who are equivalent on your skill level. Now, in the olden days, it was pretty light and didn't really intrude too much into the game. It has become something that is more what we call actually engagement-based matchmaking now, where it sort of is like an AI that's monitoring your behavior and going, okay, this person's getting beaten too many times, and we think they might quit, so we're going to make the game easier for them, and then you'll get a game where you win, and then it'll bring you back to the playing against the same people you were playing for.
Okay, now you may be saying, that's all well and good, but just because this guy talks about modern games using EOMM doesn't mean it's actually in use. But I beg to differ. Who is Mark Rubin, for those of you who don't know? Well, I'll let him introduce himself. The tweet by Mark shows exactly who he is. It says, I was the executive producer at Infinity Ward for 10 years. I made COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Ghosts. And for those of you who are confused about what an executive producer actually does in a video game studio, they're basically tasked with a few key things. They keep track of overall progress made on the game and manage that accordingly. They keep track of finances, they connect different teams together and allow discussions to happen, they offer creative feedback on the game being developed, and they sit through a lot of meetings. In order to become an executive producer, you have to have a ton of experience developing and producing games. You have to be extremely well versed within the industry, and this guy was the executive producer for the most groundbreaking first-person shooter of the 2000s, COD 4, which ultimately fully kicked off Call of Duty's career. Along with that, the original Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. This guy's resume is no joke. I also found it funny that he left after Ghosts, which was regarded as a bad title. Perhaps he didn't get his way and Activision didn't like his creative feedback because of their own motives, and he left the studio. Either way, he knows the industry extremely well, and he likely knows Activision's practices inside out. Maybe not the most recent updated practices that are just getting put in place, but certainly the monetization strategies and where they were headed with all of it. Along with the connections Mark obviously has to other big people in the industry, there's certainly a good amount of reasons to trust what he says. He speaks from vast amounts of experience and knowledge about the Call of Duty franchise. And in this video, he brings up EOMM. And he doesn't just bring it up as a possibility. He brings it up after the interviewer asks him about the lack of SBMM and X-Defiant. Then he denies that modern matchmaking is actually skill-based and instead suggests that it's engagement-based. And not only that, he also mentions the fact that some form of AI tracks your progress and makes sure that if you are about to get off the game, it throws you an experience that is directly tailored to make sure that doesn't happen. Activision has been rumored to use AI, and an AI would definitely make something like a super complex engagement-based algorithm run a lot easier. Perhaps there's some merit to what he's saying, given his history and experience. And the absolute best part is that he is saying this because it doesn't affect him or his studio at all, because he's all for the players. If he was working for Activision or Ubisoft and he admitted that it was EOMM, obviously it would scare people away because they don't want people to know their business practices. But it doesn't matter to him because he doesn't use it. So of course he's exposing it. This is awesome. Either way, how does it feel to deny EOMM over and over again and call me other outspoken creators conspiracy theorists and tell us to get better at the game, and then have Call of Duty's former executive producer, who had a major influence in the development of some of the best Call of Duty games, COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 3, and is a clear industry insider with information we don't know, that this is exactly what matchmaking has become. And not only that, he says it without hesitation, and even says that it's immoral and makes games stale and not fun to play. He also mentions that it takes away the charm and variety that old school shooters had because of how repetitive every match is. This guy knows what's up. Now, while saying something is true just because someone in a high position says something, it's called an argument from authority, which is a logical fallacy. So I won't sit here and say that modern COD uses EOMM just because Mark Rubin said it. But think about all of the evidence we've gathered. Disbanding lobbies, terrible ping, the player experience alone, reverse boosting, research papers on it, the fact it's shown to be more effective than any other form of matchmaking on paper for player retention, Activision's dodging of the question entirely, their official public statements literally admitting that matchmaking tracks parameters that directly reflect how engaged a player is, that also lines up perfectly to their patents. I've gone over so many reasons that EUMM is being used in COD that even without Mark Rubin saying anything, you should have no trouble figuring out that it's there, because the evidence for it is overwhelming, and the evidence against it is incredibly lacking. You can't prove it's not there, but you can definitely prove it is there. But on top of all of this, we now have somebody in Mark's position, and keep in mind, he was executive producer for some of the best old school Call of Duty games, saying that it's actually EUMM that exists in modern games, not SBMM. An argument from authority is a fallacy, but with everything else already in play, it sure does create a much stronger case than it ever was before. This is huge! And not only that, he clearly has insider knowledge about trends and modern methods used in the gaming industry. This guy clearly knows things the players, and myself included, don't know. We got it straight from the horse's mouth. Modern games, including COD, which is clearly what he was referencing, use matchmaking mainly based on engagement, not skill. It just happens to measure skill, because how are you going to keep bad players engaged unless you protect them from players that are better than them? I don't know how much more obvious it can get. My jaw was on the floor when I was watching this video, and I couldn't believe he actually said this. He knew the risk. He knew it would cause an upset, and that's exactly what he wants. He wants players to leave COD for XDefiant, and I'm all for that. Props to this guy. What an absolute bomb he just dropped on the industry. The good things just keep on coming from XDefiant and its developers. Along with all the evidence for EUMM and COD, this solidifies it even more, if it could get any more solid at this point. You guys better give XDefiant a try, because the experience,
Guess we need to use that one bullet.
President Biden is urging Israel to accept his new three-phase plan to finally end the war in Gaza. Meanwhile, Israeli attacks in the southern Gazan city of Rafah have intensified. Pressure is building for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to accept Biden's deal. Stephanie Bennett reports from London.
World leaders are showing their support of the new proposal, including here in the UK, Germany, Canada, and also France, just to name a few. President Joe Biden says there will be 3 phases to hopefully end this deadly conflict and release the hostages.
What you are seeing right now is not real life. This is actually a video game called Body Cam, which I had the pleasure of playing in a playtest recently. Body Cam is a photorealistic FPS game that blurs the line between game and real life better than any game I have ever seen. By just 2 people, this game showcases what's now possible using the next-gen Unreal Engine 5. Players engage in an arena PvP-style game mode like Team Deathmatch and Bomb Defusal, with access to a few different maps from the dense forest to an oil rig out at sea. Along with being the most realistic game I've ever played, it's also the most difficult. Movement, aiming, recoil control, all extremely difficult. But I found myself getting more and more comfortable as time went on, to the point where I felt like I could really get more and more aggressive with my gameplay. Other than describing it as difficult, I would also say another way to call it is a unique gaming experience, and one that I think that all FPS gamers should at least try. After playing it for a while, I was really glad to experience it, but it does feel like a technical demo showcase. There's not a lot of features, and it remains a very simple game at heart, which isn't a bad thing, by the way. But more than anything, I think this game is going to inspire other FPS developers for their upcoming projects. BLICKIN is a really, really interesting title, and I think it represents a glimpse into the future of what gaming is going to look like. I'll let you guys check out some of the highlights from my most recent playtest, and let me know down in the comments below how you feel about gaming becoming this realistic. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
The bond timer apparently varies based on how far into the other player's spawn that you point it. Oh, this is kind of a dead end, isn't it? Ooh, nice shot. I actually like our shots there too. Our faces blurry. I think it's like kind of like you know, like regular like body cam footage. It's like redacted sort of. They're just basically vibing with that style, I think. Apparently they can't get off the roof, but. Is that guy not died yet? Is that right shot? Yeah, you did. Bitch. 3-piece, Billy! Let's go! 3-piece Theodore strikes again. Underneath. Don't fall. That would be dumb.
Hello? I thought I turned this shit off. My bad. I swear to God, I turned it off. Like,